this leg of my imperial journey, I've come to the island paradise of Jamaica, the third largest English-speaking population in the Americas after the USA and Canada. And of course, Jamaicans are, just like us, proud subjects of His Majesty King Charles III. Well, they are at the moment. That might change. You could be watching this on a repeat, and that could be old news. That could be history too. But the truth is, Jamaica is about the dark heart of the imperial project, slavery. This place was built on slavery. We're going to have to address that. But there's pirates. Who are me hearties? There's sugar. There's rum. It can't all be bad, can it? Or is that just me trying to gloss over the really, really difficult stuff in the story of Jamaica?
For this trip, I'm pairing up with actor, comedian and legendary Jamaican TV personality, Chris Daley.
Fire, 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 fire. That's the last thing I remember, people.
Who won't be pulling any punches.
Don't know why he decided to come by boat and not via one of our modern airports, but that's quite British for you, I guess. He's showing off the strength of the British Royal Navy. You know, they've left quite a legacy here on the island of Jamaica, the British. They still haven't given us reparations, though. I don't know, maybe Al is taking that compensation on the boat that he's sailing with today.
Oh, hi there, Chris.
How are you?
I'm very well. Really good to see you.
Well, I've been here waiting for a while. You could have taken an airplane.
What are you talking about? It's the only way to travel.
Careful. How are you, my friend?
Really good. Good to see you.
That's great stuff. A pirate ship. That's really a nice touch.
Well, I mean, that's where the story starts.
All right, well, let's get you dry.
Having arrived in pirate splendour, Chris and I are heading off on the full Empire tour, from Montego Bay on the North Shore across the island to the capital, Kingston. But in true Colonial style, I'm taking the wheel while he's responsible for pointing us in the right direction.
Welcome to Jamaica. I'm happy you're here.
It's beautiful.
Yes, I'm sure that's what the British crew said.
Yeah. Oh, wow, look at the scenery. Yeah.
This is beautiful.
I'm sure they did, except Jamaica's colonial past doesn't start with the British. The Spanish arrived first in 1494, when Christopher Columbus dropped anchor. Columbus liked it so much, he came back in 1503, staying for a whole year. Apparently because he was shipwrecked. That old chestnut, eh? The English didn't show up for another 150 years, when in 1655, Oliver Cromwell dispatched his navy to grab a slice of the Caribbean in the early days of the Empire's land-grabbing activities.
Pirates. Yeah. The very word strikes fear into the heart of every God-fearing man, woman and child in the land. Who knows what depravity and filth they may bring, and how much they might charge for those hooky DVDs they brought into the pub. And whatever you do, don't buy meat off them. Hey, I said no pets. Get rid of that bloody parrot.
Having seized Jamaica, Cromwell couldn't spare resources to defend the island from the Spanish. So what did the Empire do? Well, they paid a bunch of pirates, or rather local buccaneers, or brethren of the coast as they were known, to do their dirty work for them. They issued these cutthroat privateers with letters of marque, basically a license to attack the Spanish, all legal and above board. This collection of local hunters, ex-soldiers, sailors and formerly enslaved escapees terrorised the Spanish, all in the name of the British Empire. But just how much do these state-funded mercenaries resemble our modern view of pirates?
Arr, yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum.
Ha! They dressed you up too.
Yeah, they dressed me up as a pirate as well.
I'm actually enjoying this.
Yeah, well, yeah, but the problem is we're going to have to do some pirate myth-busting, I'm afraid. Because here we are, boiling in the sunshine.
Why would you dress like this in the sunshine?
Well, because someone did some illustrations in a children's book in the 19th century. And
oh, really?
Yeah, that's where these costumes come from.
And then it just stuck.
It turns out, over the years, we've been presented with something of a romanticised version of the history. American illustrator and author Howard Pyle created the modern stereotype of pirate dress. The truth is, pirates were sailors, so they'd have dressed like any other seaman of the time.
The swords are real, right? They would have swords.
Yeah, they've got weapons, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And would there be black pirates?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
This is the thing. If you watch a pirate movie, there's like kind of one.
Yeah, you always see like one token black pirate.
But actually, it's a third of the crew, something like that. 30 to 40% of the would be escaped slaves.
They wouldn't sound like hurry, hurry.
No, of course not. Why would someone from Jamaica sound like that? Doesn't make any sense, does it?
Right.
So that's from a movie as well. That's from Treasure Island, Robert Louis Stevenson.
Oh, aye, me hearties. Actor Robert Newton's portrayal of Long John Silver in Treasure Island set the tune for pirate speak for years to come.
Did you get that?
Listen, you're killing all my childhood dreams and wonders about pirates.
Well, but this is the thing. All of this stuff is for kids. It's children's entertainment. Real piracy is bad people doing bad things in a bad way.
And one of the baddest of the bad was Welshman Captain Henry Morgan. He rose to such prominence in the fight against the Spanish that he was made Vice Admiral, and his fleet of 37 ships and 2,000 men became the de facto British Navy in the region. However, life on board a pirate ship wasn't as chaotic a drunken frenzy as you might expect.
The interesting thing about pirates is they were really, really organised. So they had a code. There was a pirate code ye agree to before ye come on board. It's an 11-point set of rules.
Every man has a vote in affairs of moment.
Yeah.
Has equal title to the fresh provisions or
Yeah.
strong liquors at any time seized. So this is like a bit of democracy. Like
Yeah, straight up. You've got rights within the ship that everyone's agreed on.
Right.
Yeah. They're not saying this is an authority of the king, this is authority of the law or of God. Pirates in the Caribbean, they become such a threat to the established orders because they're organised and because they're democratic.
At least as a black person, I could be a pirate with equal rights on a ship.
Yeah.
That's probably a better position to be in.
After Cromwell's sudden death in 1658, England restored King Charles II to the throne. With the Spanish weary of the Caribbean pirates and Charles keen for peace, Jamaica was handed over to the English in return for their assistance in suppressing piracy. The pirate navy was now expendable, so having used them to harry the Spanish, the English now set about disbanding them by force. Jamaica's Port Royal, once a pirate haven, now became a place of execution. But not all pirates felt the long arm of the law. Captain Morgan had friends in high places, and the former buccaneer used his influence to become Lieutenant Governor of Jamaica. Oh, yeah, and he had a rum named after him too. Typically, even as they were decimating their pirate fleet, Britain was romanticising them, and their names were being passed into folklore.
You know what? I think what's interesting about this is they're making up all these stories about Jamaica because there's a truth that needs to be told.
Absolutely.
And you're better off with stories of adventure than maybe telling the truth, right?
Well, good thing you're here.
Yeah.
Now we can uncover the truth.
Absolutely.